This gentleman to my left, introduce yourself, Dave.
I want you quiet now. Quiet.
He's our drill sergeant here.
All right.
And we have with us taking pictures.
Dick Caulfield.
We're all members of the VFW American Legion Post up down here. And we were invited here today to give you a little bit of instruction on the flag. I've got my cheat sheet and my notes right here. There's some do's and don'ts
Okay.
that you do with the American
You gotta listen
flag.
about the American flag.
First off, this is the symbol of the greatest country on earth. This flag symbol is always to be treated with respect whenever you see the flag. There are some basic rules of respect for this flag. I got them here somewhere. Here is what you do not do with the American flag. This flag should never be dipped to any person or thing, including government officials, even the President of the United States. This flag does not dip to him or her. It stays up. The flag should never be displayed with the Union Field, which is the blue field. That's called the Union Field. And the stars. The flag should never be displayed with the stars down. Except there's one exception. If you would put those stars down on that flag, if they pointed downward, that would mean that a vessel or anything that was being worked with was in distress. Means if you had trouble and you needed help, that is the only time that the American flag, the Union Field, the stars can be turned down. And anyone who knows anything about the flag knows that whoever turned that down, wherever they were at, they were in distress and would need help. But that is the only time that stars and the Union Field ever goes down. The flag should never touch anything beneath it. That means you never let the flag touch the ground. You never let the flag hang down on top of something. If this flag would be hanging here, that is wrong. The flag is supposed to be elevated above anything. The flag should never be carried flat. It should always be aloft and free, being allowed to sway with the breeze. The flag should never be fastened, displayed, used, or stored so that it might be torn, dirtied, or damaged in any way. And also the flag should never hang from a ceiling, flat against the ceiling. It should always be left to hang down and flow with the breeze. And if that flag is hung from the ceiling and hanging down, which way should the Union Field and the stars be? Up. Always up to the upper left-hand corner. When you're looking at this flag, no matter how it's hanging, this way, or if it was hanging the other way,
My babysitter's gonna
that
fix
blue
it.
field would be to the upper left-hand corner. Always. That is respect for our flag. There's some questions people always have, and we try to answer them as best we can because there's always a few little quirks that are always associated with this. Says one question that we get a lot of, people want to know, you fly the flag at night. Customarily, no. But the flag can be flown at night if properly illuminated with a light. In the old days, before they had electric, about when Dave was your age, that's the old days. The Orville too, they're about the same age.
Living boys and girls.
Yeah, that was the old guys. But anyway, in the old days, before they had electric, you used to put the flag up in the morning, take the flag down at night. Well, with the invention of electric and lights and everything, we can let the flag fly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week now, if properly illuminated. Get a question. Should we let the flag fly today when it's raining on it?
No.
Or in the winter time if it snows on it?
No.
There's an exception. You're right, but there's an exception to that. If you use an all-weather flag, it is permissible to fly the flag in the rain, in the snow, and they make special flags for that they can be flown in inclement weather. There are certain days of the year that the American flag, according to the flag code of the United States, that you are supposed to fly your flag. Does any of you know what day that would be? Any days? Flag Day, very good. What give it away, right? Flag Day. Very good. Any other days? Memorial Day, absolutely. Independence Day, which is coming up. Little Dewey, that's the same as hers. Absolutely. Veterans Day.
4th of July.
Same. Independence Day, 4th of July. I'm going to read a list off. That these are the national days that the flag should fly. New Year's Day, January 1st. Inauguration Day for the President, January 20th. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, the third Monday in January. Abraham Lincoln's birthday, February 12th. Nope. But that's good. Hey, I'll tell you what, fly it, President. You can fly it every day. The veterans here ask that you fly your flag every day. And be proud that you're flying. Washington's birthday, Easter Sunday, Mother's Day, definitely not going to forget Mother's Day. Armed Forces Day, Memorial Day, Flag Day, Father's Day, Independence Day, Labor Day. That's in honor of all the workers that work in this country. Keep it going. Young man. Your birthday's on Labor Day? Fly the flag on your birthday.
My birthday's on.
Is it? Well, you're a veteran, baby. Well, good for you. How many know that was supposed? I didn't even know this. Constitution Day.
Oh, I knew that.
September.
I knew the Constitution. I don't know that.
Yeah. Columbus Day, Navy Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day. That is the statute from the United States Flag Code.
Christmas still. I was born on November 20th. I love Christmas because after
You're a Christmas baby. Well, good for you.
I'm a Christmas baby. I like Christmas.
Okay, I'm going to give you. Now, a lot of you got these flags. I grabbed the wrong box. These flags are supposed to be destroyed. Because if you look on the ends of them, let me see this flag right here. When the flag of the United States becomes worn and it's used, things like the wind, the rain will make a flag get old and have to be taken care of. We have a very set ceremonial that we do to dispose of the flags in that condition. What we do, well, I think I've got a couple here that know. Yes, sir. Yes, we do. How many of you know where the Vets Club is? The VFW, the Legion Hall uptown. How many know where that's at? How many of you know on the one side of the building there's a mailbox there? And it has a sign on it that says retired flag. That's where we accept the flags when we get ready to retire them from the community. They put them in the mailbox and we mail them. What we do is, on when your grandparents has placed this young lady and this young man, we just had a flag burning ceremony a week ago. What we do is we burn the flags to get rid of them. And we have a ceremony to do it. Build a large fire. We say the Pledge of Allegiance. We salute the flag. Then we burn it to destroy it. At the end of it, the ashes are to be buried. That is the proper way to dispose of a retired flag. Now, how many of you know how this flag began? Who made the first flag? You don't pay attention in school. I don't pay attention in school. Do you know who? I thought it was Dolly Madison. Oh no, she's the one that makes the cupcakes. Okay. Don't she, Dolly Madison, make cupcakes? Betsy Ross is one. That's a traditional story. I've got a little, actually the flag was designed by a congressman who was a representative to the Second Continental Congress. But Betsy Ross is the one that's most noted for her work. I've got a little story here to tell you before we close. Anybody have any questions and we'll try to answer them? Well, what's another name for the flag? Does anybody know what's another name for the flag? Well, there's a nickname for it. Does anybody know what the nickname is? Stand up, young man, and say that loud and proud. Her nickname is Old Glory. How she got that name was, I gotta find it now, I know I got it somewhere. Oh boy. Too many pages. Well anyway, there was a young Navy man in 1824, got the flag, his family presented him a flag, he flew above his ships when he would fly it, he took it down, and he kept it at his house, and this was before we had all these days to fly the flag, and he flew it every day from his house. It stayed in his family until 1922, at which time it was turned over to the United States government, and if you ever go to Washington, you can see that flag that got the nickname of Old Glory at the Smithsonian Institute. It said, the guy's name was Captain Driver. He nicknamed it Old Glory because he said, this is my constant companion and it has been my constant companion. I love it as a mother loves her child. Cherish it as I have cherished it. Said the flag remained as a precious family heirloom in the Driver family until 1922. It was then sent to the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C., where it is carefully preserved under glass. That's how she got the nickname, from a sailor, years ago. He loved the flag so much. Now, has anybody got any questions? Yes, sir. Okay, whatever. Hey, I know you. Steady Eddie, right? What do you say his name is? Dane Yumma. Dane. We look like Eddie. I'm sorry. Anybody got any questions? Any of the adults have any questions? Sir? Why do you call the flag a girl? Well, American history, when old veterans get attached to something, old veterans get attached to things like
Yeah, that's gonna stay.
he's
That's
attached
the
to his
flavor.
truck.
My wife.
Dave's attached to his truck. They love them trucks just like they love their wives and all the other women in their life. And out of due respect, the veteran will call something that he loves, refer to it as a she. She's a grand old flag. She's a high flying flag. And that's why. Do you really? How many of you say the Pledge of Allegiance every day in school? That's great. Well, you're not in school. That's great. Okay, what do you do if your flag's touching the ground?
Pick it up.
Pick it up. Well, if it's dirty. If it's not dirty, you don't have to burn it. But you need to pick it up. Okay, we'll go over a little quick course here. What do you do with the flag when you're done with it?
Put it away.
Well, that's if you're going to destroy it, or dispose of it. Yes, if it's worn out, you need to dispose of it. Right. Get it to us, and we'll get it taken care of. But at the end of the day, if your flag's still good and you're done with it, and you don't have a light on it, what are you going to do with it?
Put it away.
Put it away. How do you put it away?
Gently.
You fold it properly and you place it in a clean, dry area where it won't get dirty. Put it in the box if you want. That's great. Any other questions? Yes. Just remember a couple things, kids. Treat that flag with respect, just like you treat your parents, your grandparents, the police department, the EMTs, the fire department, and God, and everybody that's here today is here to help you if you ever get into a pinch and need it. And it's all because we start with this flag. The greatest flag in the world today represents the greatest country because of all these kind of people like this here that are willing to go the extra mile to help anybody and everybody. You treat that flag like you would treat your own parents, grandparents, preacher, policeman, fireman, veterans. Treat it with the greatest, utmost respect you can. There's one laying on the floor. What do you do with that? You can go pick it up if you want.